It's back with all new exciting time with your medical doctors and health professionals. Did you know that DocPalm has introduced all new opportunities to chat with your preferred physician for free? Yes, you heard me right. Chat consultation on DocPalm is free. Download DocPalm on Google Play Store and App Store. DocPalm, convenience. DocPalm, your health in your palm. Terms and conditions apply.
And now on Radio Culture, GH #1 Reggae Dancehall online radio. Are you ready to hear this? Yeah, this is Fred Dredd, Kinte, word, sound, and power. Constantly in tune with Radio Culture Ghana. Click on the link and link up.
Hit Web Radio.
Radio Culture.
I say, here it is, Radio Culture, your #1 internet radio station. Me say bad, badding, up to the top.
1212 Radio Culture. This is how we do it on a sabbatical morning. Yes, indeed. Whether you're listening to us on any of our different platforms or you are watching us on social media, we want to say thank you very much for doing that and welcome to Groundation this day on Radio Culture. Topic for discussion today, something that I am very curious about. And not just me, I have a lot of, erudite people calling me and asking me about this subject. When are you going to tackle this subject? When are you going to bring us the man to tell us about this topic? And my guest has been very busy for a while, so we have not been able to hold him down. But at long last, better late than never, isn't it? Today we have a man called Solomon Prana. Solomon Prana. And he's going to tell us all there is to know about the topic, pranic healing. What is pranic healing? I couldn't tell you. If I did, it would only be a very, very, very pedestrian answer that I can give you. And that is why I've invited a man who knows what it really is and more. I have on the line right now, Solomon Prana. Welcome to Radio Culture, Solomon.
Many thanks, Ramkwesi. Many thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. You are a very busy man. We have we have had to wait for a while to have you here.
I am glad I'm finally on your station, on your radio station.
Yes. Solo, thank you so much. Before we start, though, tell us a little bit about yourself. I call you a pranic healer. I call you a brother. I call you so many different things. I want my audience to know more about you. Who is Solomon Prana?
My name is Solomon Prana, like you rightly mentioned. And I have been on this journey for the past 17 years. I was reading a book by one yogi called Yogi Ramacharaka. And actually, the book caught my eye, so I picked up the book. And the first page I opened, the chapter was on pranic healing. So, having a yoga background, I understood what was written in the book without reading it for the second time. I understood everything. So I said to myself, if I make some money, I'll travel to wherever it is taught to go and learn. Little did I know that it was already, in the country. It was already in the country. So one day I had closed from a dawn broadcast. We were manning the console at the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation in the evening. So I had closed from a dawn broadcast. And on my way back home, when I got to Nima Police Station here in Accra, it was as if something turned my head to the left side. I saw a very big inscription, GMCKS Pranic Healing Center. I shouted, driver,
stop.
I want to alight. Yes, stop. So I walked in there and made inquiries. I wouldn't even wait for the receptionist to finish answering a question. I'll bombard him with a second question. So he said, if you want to learn, this is the procedure. I said, yes, I'd like to learn. The following week, I visited the place again. I made payment, and then I started learning pranic healing. In 3 months, I studied a lot of things in pranic healing, and my interest in pranic healing has been growing day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. So this is how I got into pranic healing. And it did not stop there. It did not end there. After learning pranic healing and practicing as a practitioner, I also took advantage of the teacher's training course. We have a teacher's training course in pranic healing. If you want to teach, there's a special course for you to go through. I went through that course and became a teacher, did my apprenticeship. And finally, I was authorized to teach pranic healing in 2009.
I see.
I learned it in 2005. By 2009, I was training other people.
That's very interesting. Yeah. That's very interesting. And that already skips me to about 3 of the questions that I have to ask you already. But I want us to build a progression so that we actually, we get a full understanding of everything that we're going to discuss today. You mentioned that you have a yoga background, and that helped you to understand pranic healing. First of all, I want you to give us a basic definition of yoga. A lot of people see yoga as a religion. Some people in our part of the world see it as a certain type of religion that's alien to us, or that has some type of mystery and esotericism attached to it, right? But other people also take it as a way of life. There's the exercising bit of it, there's the diet bit of it, and all of it. What is yoga?
Exactly. Yoga actually means union. Now, what are you uniting? That is quite a deep, area, and it will require someone with a very high interest in esoteric, science. It's let me say, you as a human being, we are more than this body. Okay.
Yep.
As I'm talking now, there is an energy, something in me that makes me talk, to you. If I raise my hand right now and start waving at someone, I say, oh, I am waving at this person.
Mm-hmm.
I am waving my hand. Who is waving the hand? So you have a hand, and now you are waving the hand. I mean, you are moving the hand. You are waving at someone.
Yeah.
There is some energy, some power in you that moves, the hand. So we say, you are not the hand. You are something more than your hand. You are something more than your body. We identify with the physical aspect, of us. The other side of us, which is not physical, most of us are not aware of, this aspect, of us. So uniting who you are, who you really are, with the source, where all things, came from, is what you call yoga. This means one must practice virtues because it is vices that separates us from the source. If we are always involved, in negativities, then you'll be moving away from the source. I mean, many blessings where all life, comes from. So yoga simply means practicing virtues, being a good person, having a positive mental attitude, good character building. That is the word, character building. That is what yoga is about. And there are a number of disciplines, many disciplines. We have the exercise aspect. We have certain observances, like I mentioned, clean thoughts, positive mental attitude, good character. We have the meditation, aspect. Silence provides us with a lot of answers.
Yes.
If you're able to practice silence, just 5 minutes on a daily basis, you have a lot of insights, insight into things.
That is deep.
Yes, you can find in any library, you can find in a book. Nature will teach you if you can practice silence.
Wow.
Many revelations. A lot of things will be revealed, to you. So yoga, everybody practices yoga. We all practice yoga.
Unwittingly, whether we know it or not.
Aware.
Yes. So let me ask you, is there when we're dealing with the meditation aspect of it, or let's say even overall, is there a deity involved in yoga? Is there a object of worship involved in yoga?
No. There are people who makes stuff, but yoga teaches you that there's this supreme being, the source from which all things came from, including humanity. The plants, the animals, anything created. Anything created came from a source. We say the existence of God is self-evident. The existence of God is self-evident. The existence of the microphone in front of you gives you the evidence that the microphone factory exists. What you call the plants we see. There's an intelligence behind it. If you look at our body as humans,
the way it's designed, the way it functions.
There's intelligence behind this creation. Look at the body. We have a mouth, we have ears, we have eyes, even look at the camera we use, the camera tells you that the camera factory, exists. Now look at the body with eyes capturing, images and all that. We have a mouth through which, we put food, the food digests, we pick what we pick. The unwanted part comes out as, waste product. So it's a very grand engineering. The human body is a grand engineering, and it couldn't have come from nowhere. There's an intelligence behind it. That intelligence is what we connect with as God. Inyame, Allah. any name, any name you choose to call this intelligence.
So my understanding is that whatever cultural background you come from, you can still connect with the concept of yoga in your own way, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, now let's move on to the pranic healing itself. What is it all about? What is pranic healing?
It is an ancient science and art of healing the whole human being using the energies, around us, the energy from the sun, the energy from the earth, and then the energy from the air. In our Akan, let me start with Akan language. In Akan language, we call it Ahwadeng, or in France, we say Ahwazen. In Ga, it is called Wala. In the Sanskrit, ancient Indian language, is called Prana. In ancient Egyptian language, it's called Seki. Okay, it is called Seki. And in Polynesian and Greek, it's called Mana and Numa. In Chinese, it's called Qi. In Japanese, it's called Ki, K-I. In Chinese, it's C-H-I, Qi. Japanese is Ki, K-I. So in Japanese, we have Aikido. And this energy is pervasive. We are actually in a pool of this pranic energy. And anyone who comes to our workshop is able to see it. We show people how to see this pranic energy in the atmosphere. And yes,
with your bare eyes.
Actually in the pool of it. See again?
Do you see it with your bare eyes?
Exactly, with your bare eyes. No instrument needed, no glasses needed to see, no spectacles needed to see, with your bare eyes. Something people already see, but they are not aware of it. So we say we are in a pool of this energy. And we are always interacting with this energy. I mean, this happens unconsciously, just like we breathe in and out unconsciously. We are also interacting with this pranic energy unconsciously. With the right amount of pranic energy in us, we are in a state of good health. If this energy reduces, then we open the floodgates, for diseases to set in. So, as pranic, healers, what we do is before I come to what we do as pranic healers, let me say this. You see, if we have the right amount, we can also get drained of this energy through our negative thoughts, our negative emotions, the kind of food we put into our body, the kind of drinks we put into our body, the environment in which we live can drain us of our energies. Our belief system, if it's not in alignment with the divine plan, it's also going to drain us of our energy. So in the end, we get drained of this pranic energy. Ours is to remove the blockages that prevents the body from naturally interacting with this energy. We remove the blockages, and then we consciously access this prana, which is pervasive all around us. Again, consciously project to the body without touching. So you receive with one hand, and then you project through the other hand. It's as simple as that.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And Solomon, so pranic healing is not something that somebody just pulled out of the air. It's actually scientifically based. Our research shows that even in places like New York, and there are hospitals that I mentioned that I actually know myself. I've seen these hospitals. But research shows that they actually are adopting some of these elements, if not the whole entire system of pranic healing, and incorporating it with their orthodox ways of healing.
Exactly. The UCLA hospital, for instance, there is a big hospital in the US.
California.
California. They do what you call integrative, medicine. The Apollo clinics or hospitals in India, they also do integrative medicine. They incorporate pranic healing into what you're already doing, like orthodox medicine. You run it side by side, and it's very beneficial, to humanity. Life presents us with opportunities and challenges, and one of the challenges is health. Challenge. If you are empowered, if you're empowered with pranic healing, you'll be able to handle little ailments like headache, fever, stomach cramps, bodily pains, and what have you. The mission of pranic healing is to provide or produce one pranic healer in every family. It's a global mission worldwide, anywhere pranic healing is practiced. Yeah, and currently pranic healing is present in over 150 countries. In the States, you have New York. We have centers in New York. We have centers in California, Chicago, Jersey.
So
and in Texas.
Yeah. So, okay, even for me, right? And I consider myself a very intelligent person, but even for me, I'm trying to wrap my head around something that is systematic, science-based, no drugs used, and still so effective to the point where science, and we know that the science fraternity is very jealous about what they accept as scientifically true, right? But pranic healing has been scientifically accepted as true. This is massive. Is it being taught in, apart from, for example, where you went to go learn it, is it being integrated in, say, schools, universities, that type of thing for people to learn outside of environments like where you learned to heal?
Yeah. In our part of the world, I'm speaking to you from Ghana. In our part of the world, we haven't gotten to the stage, or let me say the medical authorities have not accepted this integration. I think it's something we have to work on, push it for it to be accepted in various hospitals and clinics. We have some doctors and nurses who have come to study pranic healing. I know a couple of doctors, orthodox doctors, orthodox medical doctors who have come to study pranic healing. Nurses, I know businessmen and women, pastors, politicians, they all come to study pranic healing. What we say in pranic healing is that it's not a replacement for allopathic or orthodox medicine. It is an addition to it. No matter the healing modality you are using to treat yourself, if you add pranic healing to it, it will speed up the healing process. So taking this particular stance has helped pranic healing a lot in every country it is practiced. So it is not seen as a replacement of what is already in existence. It is only coming to support what is already in existence. Yeah.
I see. Now, how does it really work? I know you've touched on that, receiving with one hand and projecting with the other hand and all of that. But in a general sense, trying to explain this to both a scientific mind and a not so scientific mind, finding a middle course.
Yeah.
How does pranic healing really work?
Okay. To understand how it works, we need to understand some components of the what you call energy body. Beyond this physical body, what you see, you can feel, touch, feel, I see you, your face, I know this is raspberry. Beyond that, there is a luminous light that surrounds you. Everybody, me, you, any other person you see, even animals, the plants too. There's a luminous light that surrounds all of us. And this luminous light is called the aura, A-U-R-A, the aura. The existence of this aura has been proven by science with the help of the Kellyan camera. Kellyan photography was developed in 1939. And this was developed by a Russian scientist, Semyon Davidovich Kellyan. they built a camera together with the wife. They built a camera that can capture the image of this luminous light around every human being. Through observation, it's been noticed that disease comes into the aura first in a form of energy before it manifests in the physical body. Disease comes into the aura first before it manifests in the physical body. So what pranic healers basically do is to clean out all disease energies. Before I continue, let me say this. The aura extends beyond the physical body. It's like a light, it starts from within the body and extends beyond the body about 5 inches on the average for an ordinary person. If a person is athletic, if a person is involved in spiritual practice, is devotional, has a very good character, observe silence, meditation, the aura can grow. It can grow beyond our imagination. Yeah. A meter, 2 meters, 3, 5 meters.
Wow.
It could be as big as, yeah. So the aura has been proven that it exists. So what we do as pranic, healers is to clean away disease energy from the aura without touching. You see our hands around you. We are not touching the physical body, but we are touching your aura. So I can bring my hand closer to you. The moment my hand touches your aura, I feel the sensation in my hand. I can feel the sensation. I begin to make hand gestures that will clean away all disease, dirty energy contamination from your aura. After cleaning out the dirty or disease energy, we receive fresh energy, which is pervasive. The sources are the air, sun, and then the ground. Mother Earth. We receive this energy through our hands. We just turn our hands upward with the intention of receiving. It will flow into your hand, and then you raise one hand and project it to the patient's affected parts. If the body has the right amount of energy, it heals itself. And that brings us to the two basic laws of pranic healing. We have the law of self-recovery, which states that the body is capable of healing itself. For instance, if you have a small cut, if you don't put on any medicine or ointment, it heals by itself. 2 to 3 days, it heals, it closes up. And the second law, the law of life energy or life forces, for the body to heal itself, it must have the right amount of life energy, prana, chi, ki, seki, wala, awazin, what you call the chi or prana, must have the right amount. Then it will use it to, heal itself. So these are the two basic, laws of pranic healing.
I see.
One would like to know, one would also like to know how we're able to heal cases like malaria, what you call it, respiratory ailments, broken bones, what have you. Within the aura, we have sites or energy centers called chakras. And these chakras, the English word is wheel. A chakra is a Sanskrit word, ancient Indian language, which means wheels. So there are chakras located within the aura. And these chakras, they control and energize various organs and parts of the body. We have what you call body systems. We have what you call the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the gastrointestinal system. We have the musculoskeletal system, urinary system. All these systems are controlled by the chakras, and most diseases are as a result of more functioning body system. So if you take musculoskeletal system, for instance, its affectations, the things that can affect this system, we have broken bones, we have bodily pains, rheumatism, arthritis, and what have you, you go to the energy center or the chakra that controls the musculoskeletal system. If you are presented with such an ailment like broken bones, bodily pains, and what have you, go to that center and you manipulate that center to effect healing. If it's a respiratory ailment like asthma, you go to the energy center or the chakra that controls the respiratory system. You manipulate it to effect healing. If all the centers are balanced, healing automatically takes place no matter the ailment.
I see. Wow. So one whimsical question before we go for a commercial break. But if you were standing next to somebody, right, and then your aura is extending, let's say 3 meters, and the person is standing less than 3 meters away from you, what happens? Do your auras collide?
Yes, they can, overlap. Yeah, they overlap. Anytime you go out, you walk through people's aura, people walk through your aura. And this is why it's advisable to wash your body with salt. Yeah, you can wrap fine salt, make it like a paste, wrap it all over your body, leave it on for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you wash it off before you take your bath. So you can put the salt in a bucket of water and use it to wash your body. Either ways.
That's how you clean yourself from negative.
If you want to clean your aura, we have more advanced ways, but it's a simple way anyone listening to me can learn how to clean your aura after you've gone to heavily populated area like the markets. Like in Ghana, we have Makola.
Yeah.
For instance, Accra
all different type of energies going on there.
Yeah. You've gone to the morgue. Okay, you've gone to the morgue. The energy is not so nice. You've gone to the cemetery. You've gone to nightclub. Even certain pubs.
Even concerts, right? Even like shows and stuff like that. You're there dancing. A lot of people are happy and everything, but there could still be a lot of negative energy around there.
Exactly. Yeah, there are people around, you'll be passing through the aura and all that. So when you come back, you have to, clean yourself. If you don't, the energies will sit in your aura and
interfere with your.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So how do you say you do it again? You take a salt bath?
Yes, salt bath, exactly.
Just regular salt.
So many ways of, regular salt. So many ways of using the salt. If you have a bathtub, you can fill it halfway and then put lots of salt in it, lie in it for about 20 minutes. You can also swim in the ocean once in a month, once in a week. You see, the issue is going to the ocean to swim every day will be an issue for most people. So you just pick salt and then you put it in water, wash your body with it. Or the smooth one, you rub it on your body.
Okay.
You add water, rub it on your body, wash it off.
So I have 3 quick questions on that. Number 1, after you've immersed yourself in the salt water, do you rinse it off or do you just leave it on yourself?
Oh yes, you can rinse it because it has done its work. Okay. It's supposed to break down. It is supposed to break down
the negative energy. Okay.
Number
Number 2.
Once it has broken down the energy, you are good to go.
Okay.
That's all.
Second question on that point. We know the ocean in certain places is really not the best place. It's a lot of trash in some parts of the ocean. Some of our beaches are very filthy. Yeah. If you take a bath like that in a place like that, does it really work, or is the trash in there going to affect your aura?
The sea neutralizes everything that goes into it.
Okay.
Yeah, all the water bodies, the flowing water bodies, they end up in the sea.
Okay.
And anything, it neutralizes everything because of the salt, content. The sea doesn't take dirt. Anything you throw into the sea, it will wash it ashore. So dipping yourself in the sea is highly purifying.
Okay.
There'll be some trash, at the seashore, but it's a nasty sight to behold. But if you can ignore, better still go to a very clean area.
Yeah, choose a clean area, or just do the salt bath at home. I think
we have clean beaches.
Yeah. because some of the
have,
pollutants, we went to in Zima back in the day, and we went to a beach to swim, and all of a sudden we saw the whole entire ocean start turning green, and it was some type of, it was almost like wet cotton, and if you stayed there in a little longer, you felt that sticking to your skin. I don't know what type of pollution that was, but if I live in a place like that, I'd rather just stay home and do the salt bath.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. If you want to go to those interesting, nice place in Accra, we have Krubiti area. We have Labadi Beach.
Yes,
which is very clean.
Nice. And then I
used to do
Tawala Beach.
Yeah. Go and dip myself.
Nice. Including your hair and everything, right? Not just your skin. You immerse your whole body with your hair and all of that. Correct?
Yeah. Yes, with your hair, you wash every part of your body.
Okay. Now the third question on that Solo, before we go on the commercial break is, so with salt also, there are different types of salt, right? These days there are salts that are, messed with, so to speak, in the factories and stuff like that, enriched salts and all of that. And then we also have pink Himalayan salt, for instance. Does any salt work, or does it have to be rock salt? Does it have to be a certain type of salt?
Any kind of salt will work.
Okay. All right. Good.
Any kind of salt will work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Solo. Let me drop my sponsor's message. I'll be right back with you in less than a minute.
Thank you.
Doc Palm is back with all new exciting time with your medical doctors and health professionals. Did you know that Doc Palm has introduced all new opportunities to chat with your preferred physician for free? Yes, you heard me right. Chat consultation on Doc Palm is free. Download Doc Palm on Google Play Store and App Store. Doc Palm, convenience. Doc Palm, your health in your palm. Terms and conditions apply.
I say, here it is, Radio Culture, your number one internet radio station. Me say, bading, up to the time.
Yes, indeed, Radio Culture up to the time. All right, so we're back with the man, Solomon Prana. So my next question to you is this. So what type of ailments can pranic healing handle? And are there any that pranic healing cannot handle?
Thank you very much, Ras. Pranic healing handles all ailments. It's a cure. It's what you call, there's a statement, we make very often. It is a body that heals itself in pranic healing. As healers, we are only channels of healing. So the main work is done by the body. And there is a protocol for every ailment. If the ailment has a name, there's a protocol for it in pranic healing. If you take, for instance, heart diseases, if you take asthma, if you take diabetes, high blood pressure, pranic healing, for instance, pranic healing can lower blood pressure in just 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, this is practical. If you come to our workshop, even first day being a workshop, you can practice this. Someone, as someone who has come to the pranic healing workshop for the first time, on someone who has high blood pressure, it will drop instantly. Talk of arthritis, fever, headache, stomach cramps, gastrointestinal issues like appendicitis, ulcers, indigestion, what you call assimilation issues, absorption issues. Talk about asthma, bronchitis, any affectation of the body systems, pranic healing can handle. Another question, which I don't know if we come to that, people keep asking, is pranic healing Indian? Is it, they try to give it a nationality.
It does sound Indian though, doesn't it? To be honest.
The sun, the earth, and then the air. These elements have no nationality. Okay, these elements have no nationality. One question is fufu an Asante food? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Equiapums eat fufu.
Yep.
Gas eat fufu.
Fantis love it.
You see, the point is, Pranic is as ancient as the world. It's as old as the world. And all the Asian people practiced pranic healing, but they kept it as a secret because they feared it would be misused until the originator of modern pranic healing, Master Trapoxui, came and revealed it to the world.
Okay.
And
he's from India?
Yeah. No, he's a Filipino.
Oh. Interesting. Wow, very interesting. I see.
He's a Filipino of Chinese descent. And he made reference in one of the books or interviews I read online. He made reference to ancient Egypt. Okay, that the sources of this healing art can be traced to ancient Egypt. And you and I know that ancient Egypt is African. African until the first migration.
Yep.
The Arabs invaded Egypt and forced Africans out of Egypt.
And the Greeks before that. The Greeks and the Romans before that.
Yeah, today we have what you call statues, the Sphinx. They blasted their nose to destroy the evidence and all that. But there's statue. Why would Caucasians, both black statue and Anna, Anna, that personality, is occupied. It was occupied by Africans, black Africans. So the sources of this pranic healing reference has been made. And ancient Egypt was mentioned. Ancient India was also mentioned. Ancient China was also mentioned. So pranic healing actually has no nationality. It is universal practice.
Very interesting information.
Has no nationality. The sun that shines on us has no nationality. The earth we're stepping on has no nationality. But the point is, the name put on it was chosen by the ancient, great, yogis. Most of them happen to be of an Indian background, so they chose the name Prana. Prana is an ancient Indian language, Sanskrit language, Prana.
I see.
So that is it.
I see. That's very useful information.
Aside that, pranic healing heals all ailments. There is this what you call in Ghana we have the FDA, Food and Drugs, but it's now Food and Drugs Authority.
Yeah.
They are saying you cannot advertise that a healing modality, a healing science can cure A, B, C, D, or can even prevent. So we have a way of going about it. We do not go out there promising cures. But what we say is that we heal the whole body, and every ailment in the body should be rectified. Every problem should be rectified. So all ailments.
I see.
Even COVID. Let me give you some secret. When COVID was at its highest peak in the 2020. I was responsible for Morocco. We had what you call the Crown Healers. Crown Healers is a healing group all over the world. We were underground, So the headquarters, which is in Lomé, Togo, the West African Pranic Healing Foundation, would send a case, to me through WhatsApp. The picture of the person who is receiving oxygen, in the hospital. They said this person has COVID. Kindly, it was my job, at that time. We're serving humanity. And trust me, I have in my WhatsApp, what you call in my message, box, I have over 50 patients. All of them, those receiving oxygen in the hospital, all of them took off their oxygen mask and they walked free.
All 50 of them?
More than that. More than that. So even COVID, we have a protocol for COVID. We have a protocol for COVID. But we couldn't have come out, to say it, because all forms of healing modalities were kind of ignored. In Ghana, the herbals, those into herbology did not allow them, to give the immune boosters even to COVID patients. They were using strictly orthodox medicine. The pharmaceuticals were running the show. Yeah, that's it.
That's very interesting. But so let me ask you this. I was speaking with somebody from a medical background, and he was telling me that all diseases, or at least all internal diseases, are caused by inflammations, right?
Yeah.
So and some very serious conditions that I don't even want to mention right now, but these are all caused by inflammations. Is there a protocol that targets or blocks inflammation in the body that pranic healing can?
Sure.
Like inflammations in general.
Inflammation. Yeah, if you go to pranic healing level 2, that is one of the things we teach you. In level 2, we use color pranas, and we have colors to deal with inflammation. As you are projecting the prana, you color it with your thoughts. And if a clairvoyant is standing by, a clairvoyant is someone who can see what ordinary eye cannot see. So the energy you are projecting, it can be seen. Someone with a clairvoyant vision, the person can see the energy you are projecting. As you are projecting the energy, you color it with your with a specific color. All the colors have their healing properties. So we have a color that deals with inflammation. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
I see. Wow. So, does pranic healing have any side effects?
The side effect of pranic healing is that it will heal other ailments you might not be aware of.
I love that.
You see, Another side effect, when we are receiving pranic healing, you will sleep. The relaxation is so deep. That you end up falling asleep. That is another side effect of pranic healing. Another side effect, you become very happy and lighter. That's it. And pranic healing can be given, or the energy can be sent across continents. You can be in America, and I'll do the healing from where I'm speaking to you.
That was going to be my next question to you. Is it possible to be done remotely? And actually, you did give an indication of that, because those people that you said were on the oxygen machines, they were not there with you. Still, you were able to effect, So
distant, healing. In distant healing, we have two principles. The principle of interconnectedness. That's first principle. It states that we are all interconnected because we are all parts of the Earth's aura. Okay? Once you are standing on Mother Earth, or you are even suspended, you are in
an airplane or whatever. Yes, you're still connected.
Yes, so we are all interconnected. And another principle is the principle of directability. The principle of directability is that wherever I focus my thoughts, I put my attention, energy will flow in that direction. So if I put my thoughts on you, my attention on you, Rasquisi, and I decide to perform the healing, the energy will not go to any other Rasquisi in the world. It is a Rasquisi who need the healing and has communicated to me, or a family member has communicated to me on his behalf.
Yes.
The energy will go to Rasquisi, and no other person, nobody else called Rasquisi. Yeah, it will go straight.
So that's the other thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this is how I work. I can be in the house a whole week, not stepping out, and you would think I'm not working, but I'm working. I get calls from places.
That's why it was so hard for us to get you like that. Now I understand. So Now I understand. But so let me ask you this too. You said somebody, a family member, a loved one, can actually solicit for healing on behalf of somebody, right? Let's say somebody's in a coma, they can't talk, so somebody else has to do that for them. Does the person who is receiving the healing have to accept that I am going through this process before it works?
If they are conscious, you need their permission.
Mm-hmm.
If they are unconscious, permission is not needed.
Mm-hmm.
You need the permission, or let me say this: if someone is drowning, you don't need their permission to save them.
Exactly. Yep, that's a good analogy.
So if they are unconscious, you need their permission to save them. The universe grants you the permission. If they are conscious, they can think for themselves, then you need their permission.
Okay. So
another way, if they are your family, member, like your kids, your daughter, your son, if you want healing for them, but they don't want the healing, they don't understand. You don't need to tell them. You just tell the healer that, look, I have a son who needs healing for this particular issue. Please, can you keep healing? Yes, it can be done. You don't need the kids' permission. If they don't understand what it is and they are refusing, but you know that they need the healing. As a father, you can stand in for them and request for the healing. It can also be done that way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And again, somehow all your answers seem to kind of segue into my next question so beautifully. But that's the beauty of this. Children, can children receive pranic healing? Because what I understood until now that I'm having this in-depth discussion with you was that I, the receiver, had to be a very engaged part of the process. As in, I will be asked to do something, so I necessarily have to follow a certain path. With children, some of them have like short attention spans, all of that.
Exactly.
Does it work with children? Even babies?
Yes. Sure. Even those in the womb, they can be healed. A 0-year-old baby today, a baby born today can be healed.
Wait. So when a baby is in the womb, you can actually see their aura different from the aura of the mother carrying the baby?
Exactly. You can scan the baby in the womb. You can scan everything.
Interesting.
Yeah. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, infants, you can heal them. They don't need to be physically present. You can wait when they are sleeping, or you can still go ahead and do the healing. The healing can be programmed to manifest at a specific time. Yeah, it can be programmed to manifest at a specific time. And how do you do the programming? By words. By words. I want it to manifest at this time. We have a way we do it.
And you can use any language, or it's a set script in a certain dialect that has
language. To be. In your own language is powerful. It's powerful in your own language. I speak Fanti and Ekapem.
Yep.
I speak Fanti and Ekapem. So in any of those languages, I can, and do whatever I want to do. And it's more powerful in your own.
I totally agree with that. I personally like to even pray in Fanti. I speak Fanti. I'm a avid speaker of Fanti, but just because not everybody around me is Fanti, I tend to speak a bit more Twi and English and all of that. But when I pray, when I get in my inner self, I automatically tend to speak Fanti for some reason, and I feel that power. So I agree with you totally on that. It's a very powerful language if you
Exactly.
Yes, it is. Like, the Ahwadzen that you mentioned and all of that. It's not just a word, it's energy. I believe that. Yeah, please go on. You were saying something.
We have energy behind every word. Okay. Yeah, word comes with energy.
All right. So and again, my next question has already been partially answered, but I'm going to still ask you for in-depth insight. You already mentioned that pranic healing doesn't come to replace orthodox medicine. It only comes to augment it, right?
Exactly.
Now, if someone has been put on a certain medication, I'm assuming that you just do your healing alongside that. But what if you notice that the medication is not helping them, right? Because I've had instances like that where people have been prescribed the wrong medication for their ailment by incompetent doctors, etc. I've heard situations where people have been prescribed medications correctly, but it just isn't working for them the way it should. How do you balance that?
Very good. We have pranic healers who are allopathic medical doctors. So they can.
So when you say allopathic medical doctors, please explain that to us. Explain that to my audience.
Allopathic medicine is orthodox medicine.
Okay.
The standard one we know, paracetamol,
codeine, give you the injection, all of that.
Exactly, that's the allopathic.
Okay.
Yeah, the Western medicine.
Okay.
We know that's allopathic. Another word is orthodox. Yeah.
Okay. Now, please go ahead.
They are pranic healers. They are pranic healers who have no medical background. They've only learned the art. Okay. Yeah. So we are strongly advised not to interfere with any medical treatment. It should be the decision of the patient, the family, and then the doctor administering whatever medication, Yeah. So you as a pranic healer, you don't have to, interfere with any doctor's treatment. I mean, we are taught or we've been advised to practice diplomacy. I mean, you don't go and say, look, this medication is this and that. Only pranic healing, you don't have to take medicine. No. You just go in, do your work. If they want to see any other practitioner, you allow them to go. That should be their decision. I mean, even if the medicine is causing any harm, to them, they have to decide. You don't go in as a pranic healer to decide for them.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long does a typical pranic healing session last?
An average of 20 minutes. Yeah. 20 minutes average.
Is that dependent on the ailment or
exactly
everything is?
If I'm treating cancer, for instance, it may take me about 40 to 45 minutes. Stroke, 40 to 45 minutes. Yeah, the protocol is quite long.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But most other ailments, it's like an average of 20 to 25 minutes.
Exactly. If I'm treating something like prostate enlargement, for instance, within 20 minutes I can finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
If I'm treating something like knee pain, within 15 minutes I can finish.
Serious.
So it depends on the ailment.
Okay. How about like a common headache? Can you knock that out in like 5 minutes? Or it's
5 minutes, yes. Five, even less than 5 minutes. You can deal with headache. But to complete the healing protocol, you have to go to other areas.
Okay. And how long does it take? How long does it take for results to manifest? Say you, just like you mentioned, you're dealing with somebody with say, prostate issues or something like that. You knock it out in 45 minutes, or 20 minutes or whatever. But how long does it take for it to manifest? Or is it immediate?
Yeah. Some ailments like headache, stomach cramps, menstrual cramps, bodily pains, it is immediate. Yeah, simple ailments, immediate. Chronic ailments, you have enlarged prostate gland, you have an enlarged heart, a person has stroke, within a month, you see improvement. Even less than a month, you see remarkable, improvements. We've healed stroke in 2 months here in Africa before. Yeah, diabetes coupled with I almost forgot to say, pranic healing also teaches healthy lifestyle.
Yes, I was actually about to say, once again, you segue nicely for me, because I was going to ask you about that. Like after you've healed a person, do you advise them what to do, what to eat, what to stay away from, that type of thing?
Sure. people keep asking us, so how can it be just moving your hand and then the ailment is gone? Yes, we promote health lifestyle. After we heal you energetically, but to maintain it, you need to live a healthy lifestyle. You have to practice healthy lifestyles. We talked about healthy food. You mind what you put into your body in the form of food and drinks. You should be mindful. And emotions too. You should have healthy emotions and what you think. Okay, the company you keep, the associations you have, the places you go to. At least practice what you call energy hygiene. Do not be present in areas where you pick lots of contamination. It could even be friends if it's not a productive what you call group. They are not optimistic.
Interesting.
Pessimism will drain you of energy. Pessimism will contaminate you negatively. You should be around optimistic people, places that are full of life.
Okay, and then the B part of the other question I asked before this came in was, what's the frequency that one can receive pranic healing? Let's say I went through a pranic healing session today. How long do I have to wait before I go through another one?
Some ailments you need twice a week, others 3 times in a week. Some ailments you can be given every day. It depends on the kind of ailment. Every day. For instance, as a pranic healer, how I stay healthy, if I go out there and come back home, I clean my aura, not only with salt, but with the hand gestures. You can do self-healing. Yes, another point to note. You can do self-healing. You don't only heal people, you heal yourself too. You can do self-healing on yourself. Yeah. So every day I practice pranic healing on myself. Yeah. So it's done every day, twice a week, or thrice, a week. It depends on the condition.
Nice. Well, we're almost done. But let me try and throw in these few more questions before we go. One of the questions that I have left is this. We already mentioned that it's a format, it's a scientifically based process and all of that. What research exists to this? Like, what type of research has been conducted into pranic healing?
Yes. If you take our level 1 book, for instance, our level 1 book, we have a lot of researches in our level 1 book. In the States, we have a doctor called Dr. Eric Robbins. Okay, he works in the UCLA hospital, and he's come up with a lot of findings. He learned pranic healing and started practicing in the hospital. And his friends look at him in a very funny way. What saved him is that he got the results needed. He was getting the results. So other doctors started sending their patients to him. So they were highly convinced of the efficacy of pranic healing. Then they organized a workshop for medical practitioners in that hospital. Over 100 doctors and nurses took part in that workshop. Yeah, doctors and nurses from UCLA hospital, they took part in that workshop. He's been able to use it. He's been able to use it to alleviate arthritic pains and enlarge prostate. Dr. Eric Robbins is there's this area of specialization, those who deal with prostate issues. Yeah, we have a name for them, I've forgotten. Yeah, he's a specialist in that area. and he's been able to relieve pains that comes with prostate cancer and what have you. So we have a lot of evidence both from the States and then in India to a lot of evidence about. Yeah.
Okay, so I've also heard about the practice being applied to not just medicine and even like massage therapy and all of these things, but also to agriculture and architecture. How does pranic healing come in agriculture and architecture?
Architecture, we have what you call pranic feng shui. Okay, I'll start with architecture. Pranic feng shui. The direction when designing a building or when you're building a house or whatever, the direction your main door, the entrance, your main gate faces.
That's a high sign.
Please say that again.
No, I said that's a very high science. Like this is very mind-blowing.
Yes. All the directions, north, south, east, and west, they bring in certain energies. Some may drain your finances, okay? Some to improve your finances. Some will bring in spiritual energy. Some directions will bring in spiritual energy. Some directions will bring in wealth, money. So it's very important. Even when sleeping in your bedroom, where your head faces is also very important.
Wow.
So this is how we apply pranic healing to
this is next level. This is next. Yes, please go ahead. You're talking about
agriculture. With agriculture, you can apply pranic healing techniques, and no pest will touch your crop. No pest, and you can also have bumper harvest. It's called pranic agriculture or pranic agriculture.
I see. I need that. I need that because I have some tomato worms disturbing my potted plants in the back. And I'm not very happy because it took a lot of sweat and tender loving care to bring those plants up, only to see their leaves decimated overnight by, some silly pests. But, I need to learn that. Speaking of which, and we're about to round up right now, Solomon. Thank you so much for your time. But how does one learn? Let's say I'm very interested. And to be honest with you, like I said earlier, I have very erudite people, very well-respected people who speak to me about pranic healing. And one of such people have mentioned to me that he is actually going to take the step to start learning the practice, How does he start? Where does he have to go? What does it take?
Okay, it takes average intelligence, no prior knowledge, no certificate needed to study pranic healing. You must have the interest. And ideally, should be someone who can read and write. If you cannot read and write, you can still be trained. I have trained in Ghana. I've trained one or two persons who can't read and write. But the point is, if you should go back to the book to make reference, then you can't. So ideally, you must.
Hello. Uh-oh.
Able to read. You need subs.
Okay. Wow.
In all our books, we use. So even a lower primary student can pick the book, read and understand. So you walk to the nearest pranic healing center where training is given. And it takes 2 days to learn level 1, another 2 days for level 2. You see, it doesn't end there. When we say 2 days, yes, you know the concepts, you know the principles, you know all the techniques, but you must hone your skills. So you keep on practicing. It's like driving. You learn how to drive in a week or 2. You must practice driving for a while, to get it right. So the 2-day workshop is to introduce you to the principles, the concepts, the techniques, and what have you. Then you hone your skills. Then you go to level 2. Level 2 deals with colors. You use colors, to do healing. Then you go to level 3. Level 3 deals with psychological and emotional issues, psychological cases like anxiety, depression, obsessive compulsive behaviors, phobias. Okay. I, for one, I had some serious phobia. To stand in front of people to talk was a big issue, for me. And I remember I have had my experiences, I should have had my experiences in the past. I happen to be a member of the Marcus Garvey Youth League way back in the year 1999, 2000, thereabout. And I was supposed to MC a program at Accra Academy Hall. It was something else. Yeah. I was on Unique FM as a presenter. I was presenting jazz. At one point, in time, I went blank and couldn't continue with what I was saying. I mean, I've had my experiences. But today, with the help of Pranic meditations, and I don't know the crowd, I cannot stand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't even imagine you as somebody who cannot speak, because as long as I've known you, you have been a very eloquent person, and all of that.
Yeah, it did not start this way.
Yeah.
Pranic has helped me a lot to boost my confidence.
Great testimony.
It has helped me, to deal with little health, issues here and there. And in fact, I hold Pranic in high esteem of all the things I've seen in life. The one that is, I can say Pranic is my first wife. Trust me.
Interesting.
I mean, if you take it away from me, you've taken life, away from me.
Interesting.
That is how I see Pranic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Before we go, let me ask you, is it possible for a healer to notice themselves? Because we're human, right? I'm assuming that sometimes you may be trying to conduct a healing process, but you yourself may be having certain issues, which is kind of like, do you, when that happens, do you sense it? Do you feel it? And if you do, what do you do? Do you hold off? Do you clean yourself first? What do you do? Okay. Or can it be passed on? Can your negative energies be passed on to the person you're trying to heal?
Exactly. If you're having issues like fever, you are suffering from general weakness, you don't have to heal anybody. You have to heal yourself first, or wait until you recover. But if a healer has high blood pressure, he can go ahead and heal other people. If a healer has diabetes, he can go ahead and heal other people. If a healer has heart ailment, you can go ahead and heal other people. If a healer has cancer, they cannot heal.
Why is that?
Yeah. Okay. Cancer, the energy is very sticky and it's contagious. If a healer has HIV to the energy is quite sticky. So they cannot heal other people. So these are, I think, the two ailments, you have to really heal yourself before I cannot mention certain ailments you can't mention that you heal. It will bring you lots of problems. So a word to the wise, is enough. We are in a medical world where you can't even say your healing modality can heal A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
And but trust me, any ailment, the ailments labeled incurables. Please, if anyone out there listening to us has any ailment that has been labeled incurable, you should seek, for other alternatives.
Pranic healing will be the first alternative. And now tell us how to reach you. How do we get to you? Listening to you right now, and maybe we want to get to you to source your help with, some ailment or the next that we may be having. How does one get to you?
I operate from Accra, from Tesano. And can I give my contact?
Please, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I can be reached on 0243.
Yep.
168 630. I repeat, 0243 168 630. That's my personal contact.
All right.
Anytime.
And if you live outside of Ghana, don't forget to put the +233 in front of that, right? And once you do that, then of course you know you're eliminating the zero. So if you live outside of Ghana and you want to reach Solomon, what you do is you call him on +233 233 168 630, correct?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
So there's the +233 before the next 233, right? And then the rest of the figures come 68630. Solo, thank you so much. I'm sure this is not the end of the discussion at all. I'm sure I'll be bombarded with questions that I may not have asked you. So please keep your doors open, because we'll definitely be coming back and knocking again at some point. Don't worry, we are willing to wait. We're willing to wait our turn, to get to you. Thank you so much. Yes, please.
One more thing. We are into empowerment, okay? We are not hiding the knowledge from the public. If people are into a certain profession, like a computer hardware, a computer repairer, they will not give you the knowledge, on how to repair a computer. But as pranic healers, anyone who has learned pranic is supposed to encourage other people to learn. We want people to be empowered. So no matter where you are, any part of the world, just go to the nearest pranic healing center. If you're in America, it's all over. Almost every state, has a center now. In just 2 days, you can become a pranic, healer and take charge of your own health. Health is wealth.
Yep.
If you lose it, you lose big.
Yep.
So take charge of your health.
Okay.
Then.
So in connection with that, let me ask you: can you also learn remotely? Because you can practice it remotely. Can you also learn remotely?
Yeah. Remotely, it's the workshop. Actually, you take down no notes. It's purely practical. Anything we project on a screen, we have to practice.
Okay.
That is why
it's better
for now, it is not learned remotely for now. But I think plans are far advanced, to have it done remotely. The learning. Yeah.
Cool. Solo,
yeah.
Thanks a whole bunch. You're
welcome, Raz.
And any last words at all before we go? Any last words at all?
Yes. As I rightly mentioned, we shouldn't joke, with our health. Yeah. And one tool, one technology we can use to prevent ailments, we can use to reverse ailments, we can use to maintain our health is pranic healing. Just study pranic healing. Think positive. Make sure you always harbor positive, emotions. Build a good character and practice forgiveness a lot. Yeah, we must practice forgiveness a lot.
Why is that? Why is that important? Why is forgiveness important?
Yes, if you take an ailment like cancer in our area of practice, we know majority of cancer patients, if not all of them, have resentment issues. They harbor negative emotions. People with a large heart, they also harbor negative emotions. Emotions manifest physically. Okay? You've heard something or someone has said something and you are feeling pain within you. The energy is causing pain. That pain can manifest physically as an ailment. And if you do not release those negative emotions or pent-up emotions, you can never heal internally. If you forgive, the moment you forgive, healing automatically takes place.
I see.
And we have two types of forgiveness. We have the internal forgiveness and then the external forgiveness. The internal forgiveness is for all, no matter their offense or crime. Okay? Then the external forgiveness is on case-to-case basis. If someone tried to kill you, then it's your personal decision to allow them to be around you. Okay, so that one is a personal decision. By internal forgiveness, no matter their crime, no matter what they've done to you, you have to release the pain. And we teach people how to release the pain. You don't only say with your mouth, "I've forgiven you," the pain will come back. If you record the event and it brings you pain, it gets you talking, it means you have not forgiven. If you've truly forgiven, anytime you record the event, you should start even laughing and say, "Hey, so I went through this. Wow!" And so you've picked some lessons from the event. But the moment it brings you pain, you have not forgiven. And we teach people how to forgive. It is again certain words and certain hand blessing gestures. You have to bless a person. In forgiving, you bless the offender, and they don't even have to know. They could be dead or alive. They could be around you or far. You don't have to go to them. You only visualize them in front of you and you perform the whatever action they have to perform. Yeah. Very simple.
Very, very educative. Very, very, very educative. Yeah. Thank you, Solomon. And me personally, you know that I'll be calling +233-233-168-630. As soon as I can, I'll be picking my phone and calling to book a session with Solomon Prana. Thank you so much, Solomon. And
anytime, my brother.
God bless you.
Yes, Senior. God bless you.
All right. Right. One love every time. We'll talk later.
Every time.
Doc is back with all new exciting time with your medical doctors and health professionals. Did you know that Doc Palm has introduced all new opportunities to chat with your preferred physician for free? Yes, you heard me right. Chat consultation on Doc Palm is free. Download Doc Palm on Google Play Store and App Store. Doc Palm, convenience. Doc Palm, your health in your palm. Terms and conditions apply.
And now on Radio Culture, GH #1 Reggae Dancehall online radio. Are you ready to hear this? And now on Radio Culture, GH #1 Reggae Dancehall online radio. Are you ready to hear this? Yeah, this is Fred Dread. Kente, word, sound, and power. Constantly in tune with Radio Culture Ghana. Click on the link and link.
Hit Web Radio. Radio Culture. I say, here retain Radio Culture, your #1 internet radio station. Me say, badding, up to the time.
Mama Africa, me love you. Yeah. Ghana, we need you. Yeah. Well, I'm Yasa Safari, the cryptic warrior, live from Jamaica, representing for Radio Culture, GH Reggae Dancehall, the very best of the best, Nuggaitis.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Oh, what knowledge. I do thank you, my listeners, for doing the listening, and I do thank you so much, Solomon Prana, for gracing the show today. This has been Groundation on Radio Culture. Until next week, we'll be coming your way with another topic. Till then, I will also remind you that tomorrow at the same time, we will have the man called Black Rasta to review the just ended Kuchoko Festival. Until such times, my name is Jah Beloved. I'm out like a light. Jah bless one and all. One love.